Students, today we are going to discuss another topic in the same lesson, what is called loss of motion. This topic of this lesson is impulse. The question is that what is impulse? This is also force only, but when a large force is acting on a body for a short time interval, then the effect of the force acting on the body is called impulse, right? So if a force is acting on a body, a large force is acting on a body, very short time, the effect of the force is very large. That is intolerably large. But if the same force is acting on the body for a large duration of time, then the effect of the force is less. So this experience we can see in many situations. Impulse, right? Suppose someone is jumping from the ceiling of a house, the top of the house, to a hard floor. What happens? He will be broke down. That means his hands and legs will be broken. Because he is jumping into a hard floor, then his body's weight, that is called force, is acting on the floor for a very short interval of time. Right? So every action there is equal and opposite reaction. Therefore, when a large force is acting on the floor, what is the force? Force is the weight of the man, weight of the body, which is falling on the floor. This falling process is for a very short interval of time. Then the floor will give an equal and opposite force also on the body for the very small duration of time itself. That force the body is not able to tolerate. That is why it gets broke down. Right? Same thing is happening when a glass cup is dropped from a certain height on the hard floor. What happens? It breaks into small pieces. Why that? Because weight of the body is acting on the floor when it falls on over it, and the floor will act the same force on the body so for the same duration of time. That means when the reaction force or the force acted on the body by the floor for a small duration of time, that force the body is not able to tolerate. Actually, this is Newton's law of motion only, second law of motion only. So second law of motion is related to force, right? F is equal to ma, everything we know, right? This is called impulse. While suppose that you are jumping into a soft floor, suppose that a cushion bed is kept on the floor and you are jumping into it, then this kind of hurt you are not receiving. Why that? Because when you fall on a bed, a soft bed of cushion, so your body force is acting on the cushion bed, and the force is acting for a long time to get the body get it stopped. So the force is acting in that case, taking a large duration of time. Then impulse of the force is less. That means effect of the force is less. Force is same only. Your body weight is same only. But in the first case, you are falling on the hard floor, and the next case you are falling on a soft bed. So in those cases, the force is same, but the effect is different. So when a large force is acting on a body for a short interval of time, actually that is called impulse. If it is acting for a large interval of time, same force is acting for a large interval. Force is a constant in this case, right? For a large interval of time, then the effect of the force, what is called impulse, is very less, right? That is why you might have seen that the cricket players when take the catching of the ball, so they are withdrawing the hand backwards because the ball is coming with a very high great change in momentum, right? That means it is coming with a very big force. So we are getting the ball in the hand and the hand is withdrawn. That means we are allowing the ball to take a long time, the force to take a long time to stop. That means by doing so, the hands will not get hurt. So that means when we increase the time interval, the effect of the force can be reduced. So this is the main application we can talk in this matter. Impulse. So impulse is nothing but it is when a large force is acting on a body for a very short interval of time. The effect of the force acting on the body is called impulse. Actually, impulse is change in momentum. Impulse is a vector quantity. It is denoted by J, capital, right? Impulse is actually measured as the product of force and the time interval. So vector J is equal to force into time. So force is a vector quantity, and the time J is equal to F into T. J is a vector quantity, and the direction of J is in the direction of force. This is the condition, right? And its unit in the SI system is force is in Newton, and the time is in seconds, or kg meter per second also we can write, right? It can also be as equal to kg meter per second. Kg meter per second also. This is Newton second, kg meter per second are the units of impulse. So this is a physical quantity, very important physical quantity. It is measured as the product of force and time interval, right? Okay, but force and time interval can be changed in momentum. Why that? Because we know that F is equal to ma, we can write, right? That is F is equal to ma, m into delta v by delta t also become a change in velocity by time, rate of change of velocity. This can be as equal to delta mv divided by delta t also we can write. But delta mv is equal to delta p. This is equal to delta p divided by delta t. So F is equal to delta p by delta t, right? Or F into delta t. Therefore, F delta t is equal to delta p. What is delta p? So with the help of delta, when say if anything is represented, that is change in that quantity. Which is that quantity P? P is the momentum. Delta P means change in momentum. So F into delta T means force into time is equal to change in momentum. This is equal to J. Therefore, J is equal to delta P. Therefore, J is equal to delta P. So this is the relation. Change in momentum is numerically equal. That means numerically equal to the impulse acting on the body, or impulse of a force is equal to change in momentum, right? So many applications we have said. So one is the catching of a ball by a cricketer. That means he withdraws the hand. The jumping from a height to a soft bed, much hurt is not experienced by the person, because the force will act taking a long duration of time, right? A glass or earthen articles when falls on hard floor, it breaks into pieces, because the force due to the weight of the body is acting on the floor for a short interval of time, and the floor also will give the same force on the body for the same duration of time. So that reaction force when acts on the glass body, glass tumbler, or earthen article for a very short time, the body cannot tolerate that, breaks into pieces, right? This is the reason why automobiles are provided by springs in the shock absorbing system. So in the shock absorbing system means a jerk is taking place. Jerk means a reaction forced by the floor. That will be made to act for a long duration of time. Therefore, impulse can be reduced. The jerk can be reduced. So these are the applications of the second law of motion. That means force and related things. That means impulse is actually due to second law of motion. Next is third law of motion we are coming to. So third law of motion, everybody knows, even children also can understand this. Small children also may be speaking this about every action there is equal and opposite reaction. So when suppose that I am keeping a book on the table, the book is acting a force on the table. At the very same time, due to a reaction force, the table will give a force on the book also. Suppose the force acting on the book by the table, or the force acting on the table by the book is given by FTB. FTB, force acting on the table by the book is FTB. and the force acting on the book by the table is FBT. FBT. Then we can write FTB is equal to minus FBT. Minus FBT. So vector quantities, one force is acting downward direction. That means the weight of the book is acting in the downward direction, while the other force, that means FBT, force acting on the book by the table, is acting in the opposite direction. That is why FTB is equal to minus FBT. Remember, these two forces are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. These two forces are not cancelling forces because these two forces are acting on two different bodies. That is why these two forces are not cancelling forces. When are forces cancelling forces? When two equal and opposite forces are acting on the same body simultaneously, then such forces are called cancelling forces. When cancelling forces are acting on a body, the body is not accelerated. That means the cancelling forces are balanced forces, right? But that is when that happens, when two forces are acting on the same body in the opposite direction. But these two forces must be equal in magnitude and must act in the opposite direction. In this case, also these two forces are equal in magnitude only and also acting in the opposite directions. But they are not cancelling forces because they are acting on different bodies. Because the book is acting a force on the table and the table is acting a force on the book. Therefore, these two forces are acting on two different bodies. Hence, they don't cancel each other. So, action one force can be said